How's it going, Eliminators? Today, we're just going to be doing a little update video. So with that being said, let's get right into it. So the channel just hit 46,000 subscribers, which is absolutely wild. I never thought that, the channel would grow to a number that large. And it's actually quite cool because I grew up in a very small town. So if you take 46,000 subscribers, we have over twice the subscribers compared to the population of my hometown, which, like I said, is absolutely wild. And if you saw the title of today's video, it's going to be Happy Thanksgiving, which here in Canada, it's in October. Now, going back to the subscribers, 46,000 of you out there, believe it or not, 75% of the subscribers here on this channel are actually from the United States. About 10% are from Canada, and then the rest are from places like Australia and Ireland and pretty much everywhere else in the world that you can think of. So for you guys over there in the United States, I know Thanksgiving's a little early here. Yours isn't until November the 25th. So wishing you an early happy Thanksgiving as well. Like I said, today's video is pretty much just going to be a quick little update video because I'm going to be taking the weekend off to spend time with friends and family. But with that being said, I did want to update you guys on the governor gear repair we did on that Briggs & Stratton V-twin, because I didn't finish the repair on video because I had to let that governor gear shaft sit with the JB weld so that it cured for longer than 24 hours. And I believe I let it sit for 48 hours to fully cure so that I knew there would not be any issues with that shaft coming back out. So basically I put the engine back together, and if you guys want to see how that is reassembled, you can click in the top right of your screen. I'll link one of the videos that I did earlier on a Briggs V-twin going back together for, I think, like a sump gasket or something, but it ended up working out perfectly. So I put it back together, put oil in it, let it sit for a little while. There was no oil leaks, throttled the engine down, put the choke on, turned the key, the engine fired right up, ran perfectly. And I couldn't be more happy with how it turned out. So I'll roll the clip and let you guys hear what that sounded like. Now, as you guys could see, the engine ran nice and smooth at low RPM. So obviously the governor was fixed because it was throttling itself down. However, I wanted to know how it would run at high RPM. So I throttled the engine up, and then we used our RPM gauge just to check to see what RPM the engine was running at. And at the end of that clip, you guys can see that the engine was running at around 3,350 RPM. Now, setting the engine to the proper RPM is going to be essential because you don't want to over rev an engine. And if you under rev an engine, you're not going to be getting as much power as you would normally have, because horsepower generally increases with RPM. So when you buy the 793338 governor gear kit, you get this little chart here. And basically this is your governor spring selection chart. We had a little oil spill, so it's not as clean as it normally would be, but this will be good enough to give you guys the proper information, because what they use is the date code of the engine. So on your overhead valve cover, you're going to have the model number, which is going to be like a 445-777-0134- G1 or E1, whatever Briggs & Stratton model numbers are used. And then you're going to notice there's going to be a date code. And you guys can see that if you have a date code that's after this number here, then you can reuse the original governor spring. However, if you have an engine that was made before this number here, then you need to use the chart below to select which RPM you want your engine to run at. Now, these governor springs here are designated by the color, and that color corresponds to a specific RPM. And then you have your part numbers here. So a purple is going to run your engine anywhere from 3,600 to 3,800 RPM. And a silver spring is going to run your engine anywhere from 2,600 to 2,800 RPM. More tension the spring has, the higher RPM your engine is going to have. So what I did was I selected an orange, which is going to give the engine anywhere from 3,400 to 3,600 RPM. And that was going to be good because I didn't want to over rev the engine. So hopefully running it around 3,400 RPM to make the engine last a little bit longer. And like I said, that was the orange spring, and the part number there was a 793340. So as you guys saw, when I put that engine back together, fired up low RPM, throttled it up, it ran smooth. My customer was super happy, and I just told him, keep an eye on that oil, and that engine should last a lifetime. Also, I wanted to give a shout out to a guy named Paul that literally just came down here from Barrie, Ontario, all the way down to Port Colborne, where we're at here. That's a 2.5 hour drive. He spent about half an hour here and then he headed back out. That's like 5.5 hours round trip to buy the Honda HTR 3009 mower deck. So if you guys will remember, like years ago, I posted a video that we diagnosed a broken connecting rod, and then I ended up finding another one for very cheap, but a lot of parts that I needed ended up being discontinued, and basically we ended up scrapping both units, unfortunately. However, we did keep the mower decks, and they basically just sat out back, and we had them listed on Kijiji. Finally, someone ended up emailing us. He just left here. We sold the one mower deck for $100. He didn't even know that we had a second one, so we sold the second mower deck to him for $25. Told him maybe he can use it as a backup or go ahead and relist it himself and hopefully make some money back. So $125 for those mower decks. I ended up getting my money back for essentially the cost of the second unit, and we ended up making a little bit of profit on top. But with that being said, it's going to wrap up today's video. Like I said, just a quick little update video. Wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving. Hope everyone's doing well. And once again, thanks for the 46,000 subscribers. If you guys enjoyed the video, think about leaving me a thumbs up. You know, it really helps me out. You can click here to subscribe and click over here to watch one of my previous videos. I upload every single week, so be sure to stop on by next week. Check channel out for new content. And as always, guys, thanks for watching.